Okay, before I begin today's topic, I was just going to say right now that for day 150, which is today, I was actually going to reveal the soup on my full course menu. And don't get me wrong, I'm still going to do that, but it makes sense that on day 150, I talk about this thing I'm just about to talk about right now because I just saw the trailer for the new Pokemon game for the Nintendo Switch. Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee. Who am I kidding? I'm going to get them both. And it makes sense because originally, way back when Pokemon was first made, there was only 150 Pokemon to have. So on day 150, they're showing a game that's basically a remake of the first Pokemon game, which only had 150. So that is awesome. The games look great, and I should probably get on to playing Pokemon Go. I honestly didn't think Pokemon Go was very interesting when I first saw it, ladies and gentlemen. But, lost train of thought anyway. But I've always been a Pokemon fan. I have. You know, even when I was too old to technically watch the anime, I still watch it anyway because I think it's that awesome. I'll put a link in the descriptions about where it is. Also, I gotta say, to my brother of many talents, you are making this very easy for me to give you shoutouts because ever since you found that voiceover app or whatever you've been using, your stuff has been even better, and it's great. I'll put a link to that in the descriptions as well. But enough about that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time I get into talking about the soup on my full course menu of life. Now, for those of you who are new to watching these videos, a full course menu of life comes from an anime / manga that I used to read and watch called Toriko. You guys don't have time for the whole story, and I would never put you through the whole story. And I'll actually put a link to chapter 1 of the manga in the descriptions as well. But the only thing you really need to know is that a full course menu consists of 8 ingredients. 8. So, it consists of an hors d'oeuvre, a soup, a salad, a main course, a meat, a fish, a dessert, and a drink. Now, for those of you who have been keeping track at home from the very beginning, I have revealed what my dessert and what my hors d'oeuvre were in that order. So to recap, the dessert on my full course menu is Rita's Italian Ice. The hors d'oeuvre of my full course menu, as a guy, as a carnivore, it's got to be chicken wings. So you would think a soup, which is what I'm revealing right now, would be relatively easy to pin down. Well, yes and no. The thing about soup, and even more for salad, is that a soup can really be whatever you make it. They are literally blank canvases. You know, you can add stuff, you can take away stuff, whatever suits your fancy. And I love that. It also, in fact, I think soup and salad are probably the most creative elements of a full course menu because you can literally have whatever you want in it. I mean, you can have whatever you want for anything in your full course menu, but when making soup and salad in general, those are the things where if there's something that you don't like, you can simply take it out before you continue on. Or if there's something you do like that you want to try, add it in. No rules. So, in getting to where to what my soup is. Let's point out the elephant in the room. Nothing is ever going to be chicken noodle soup. We've all had chicken noodle soup. You know, we've all eaten it. We've all had what's in it, whether it was homemade from mom or Campbell's chicken noodle soup or what have you. You know, we've all had it. And we all love it. You know, that is a soup where if I have an opportunity to have it, I will definitely have it. But as I got older and my tastes evolved more, I figured that there were other soups that I have had more than others. I mean, I don't know if I've said this before, ladies and gentlemen, but I was a very picky eater. I mean, I didn't like cheese, I didn't like vegetable, I didn't like a lot of things. In fact, it took me a long time for me to finally try tomato soup and grilled cheese, which I do love. And tomato soup is a soup I have a lot now. And, you know, I also, again, I'm a guy and I'm a carnivore, and I do like bar food. And no soup appeals to that more than your traditional loaded baked potato soup. You know, the one with the cheese and the bacon and stuff like that. That's an homage to bar food, and I love it. But throughout my life, there are two soups that I've had the most of. And it was all in part due to a place that's no longer on Cuca Lake, called the Branding Iron. This place served both of these soups the best. In fact, I like to think it was called the Branding Iron. It was actually about just a little under 2 miles from where my family's cottage in Cuca Lake is, the place I've shown you already, on my father's side. And I actually like to theorize that the Branding Iron didn't go out of business. It shattered and turned into the Cuca Baker's Culinary Dozen that I've explained to you guys already. So, with that said, the vast majority of these places have these soups. And you know what? With these soups, I gotta go surf and turf. The soups, plus, you know what? It's my full course menu. I can have more than one in a category if I want to. So the soups on my full course menu are the New England clam chowder and the French onion. Surf and turf, baby. You're probably, well, French onion, it's onion. There's no beef or anything in there. A traditional French onion soup, however, has beef broth or beef stock in it. So there you go. That is surf and turf. But yeah, you know, I love New England clam chowder because it can be heavy and dense and salty and briny and delicious, but also on the light side in terms of refreshing, and you feel good after having it. And with French onion, it's the same basic principle. It's a little on the lighter side, deep, rich, clean. Both soups complement each other so well. If I ever have an opportunity to have them both, I will. I love them that much. I know it's weird and you should only have one soup, but you know what? I love them that much. Plus, with French onion, you gotta love that melted cheese. Hey, I said I like cheese now, don't I? So, with all that said, how about I talk about the best places to get these soups, shall I? Oh yeah. Whenever I talk about an item on my full course menu, or any food item I like for that matter, not only am I going to tell you what it is, but I'm going to tell you the best places I've ever had to go get them. You can't beat that with a wooden stick. So, with that said, the Cuca's Baker's Culinary Dozen obviously has these soups in plenty. I've already shown you the menus to each and every one of these places, and whether they have them or not, whether these places have those soups or not, I should say, you're likely going to find one of those soups, or both of those soups, at these places, and chances are they're going to be good, and you're going to be satisfied. there's also chain restaurants that have these soups as well. Which, again, places like that, they have their place. They do. I try not to discriminate. So, with that said, I'm not going to show you what menus like, say, Outback Steakhouse or, say, TGI Fridays are, because you guys should already, those places are already known country and worldwide. You should know what those places are. Oh yeah, that does remind me, minestrone. Minestrone, that's another soup that I really like as well. So, there's that. Anyway. Where was I? So, I would like to point out that there's one place in Corning, the place that I honestly think is the best restaurant in all of Corning, called Tony R's. I'll be getting to talking about that a little bit later, but in terms of French onion soup, that place is a contender for easily one of the consistently best I've ever had. But if you were to pin me down and tell me the best place to get the best French onion soup, it's actually a place I've talked about already. Actually, either soup for that matter, because I'm very certain both of these places have these soups. That both places have this soup. That place is the Pleasant Valley Inn. That's the one where you would take someone for a romantic, intimate evening, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, the thing that makes at least their French onion soup so incredibly great is a traditional French onion soup calls for red wine. Well, this French onion soup at the Pleasant Valley Inn calls for sherry. Yeah, making a nice, sweeter, richer sort of flavor. It's very nice. I love it a lot. So yes, the soups on my full course menu are New England clam chowder and French onion. Try them for yourself and see what you like, or you know what? Try and see what your soup is. Try and see what your own full course menu is. Maybe we have similar tastes. Maybe we don't. But if we don't, that's perfectly fine. It's up to you. Do whatever you want. I'm not going to judge. There's no judging on these videos, ladies and gentlemen. We are all on the same team here. So, with that said, I love these soups. I really wish there was a way you could combine them both. Well, I guess you probably could if you took like a can of New England clam chowder and a can of French onion and mix that together. Honestly, I don't know why. I've never really tried that. I guess I'm a purist that way. So, in any case, like, favorite, share, and hit that subscribe button. I can seriously use the support. I'm humbled that I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy today. I'm hopeful that we all have a wonderful day today. And remember, if you guys ever want to talk, or if you guys ever want to chat, I'll always be here to lend an ear, and I'll always have your back. So take care, and happy hump day, everybody.